आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
जय जय बद्री केदार गढ़ भूमि गढ़ नरेश वीरु गढ़ देश बावन गढ़ देश.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter and former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna, who died on the 17th of March 1989. He took part in the Quit India movement and was imprisoned by the British during 1940s.
Bahuguna was born in Pauri Garhwal area of present-day Uttarakhand in 1921. It was during his college education in the 1930s at Allahabad University that Bahuguna started participating in the freedom struggle. During the Quit India movement in 1942, he was arrested and put behind bars from 1942 to 1946. After India's independence, he worked with labour unions in Allahabad and he was appointed as a member of the Indian National Trade Union Congress.
Bahuguna won the Legislative Assembly elections in 1952 from Karchana and Chail constituencies in Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh, and in 1957 the Assembly polls from Sirathu. In 1957, Bahuguna was made a parliamentary secretary in the state's ministries of labour and social welfare. A year later, he moved up the ranks and served as a deputy minister for industries. Later, he worked in the Labour Department in 1962.
The 1960s and early 1970s continued to witness Bahuguna's steady rise as he was given the charge of the Ministry of Finance and Transport in 1967. In 1971, he was elevated to Union Ministry of Communication as Minister of State. After 4 years, Bahuguna was appointed the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh but resigned in 1975.
In 1977, he formed a new group called Congress for Democracy with Jagdeo Rao and Nandini Satpathy. The group merged with Janata Dal Alliance and Bahuguna became cabinet minister. Till his death in 1987, Bahuguna continued to work for the betterment of people. We salute the great Indian.
We also remember social activist and freedom fighter Jagdeo Rao Patil, who died on the 17th of March 1939. A resident of district Buldhana, Maharashtra, Patil took part in the civil disobedience movement of 1930. He was arrested and sentenced to 6 months rigorous imprisonment. After coming out of jail, he edited the newspaper Rashtramata. He was elected the president of Malakapur Taluka Congress Committee and continued working for the freedom movement. It is believed that he was killed under mysterious circumstances by a police agent on 17th of March 1939. We salute the great martyr.
We also remember martyr Mirza Bahadur, a resident of Delhi who participated in the First War of Indian Independence in 1857. He took active part in fighting against advancing British army in Delhi, but was captured by British troops after reoccupation of Delhi. Accused of rebellion against British rule, Mirza was sentenced to death and executed by hanging on the 17th of March 1858. All India Radio salutes the great martyr.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.